What's up? Your boys are back. The OGs, the GOATs. We are live. It is Thursday morning, and we're going to react to Wednesday night's events. It was an interesting slate. We've got risers, we've got fallers, we've got must-add pickups, we've got the drops, and we've got our Magic Man coming up here in just a second. But let's tell you about our sponsor, BetOnline, because it's a very important time of the year, guys. The madness is on, and BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for betting on all the madness. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion with the largest selection of odds on everything from college basketball to a $200,000 bracket contest. BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. They have the largest selection of odds, like I said, and they've got Cinderella stories, hat tricks, everything in between. BetOnline has you covered with the odds, the stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. We begin the Fantasy NBA today. Doc with your Magic Man from Wednesday night. Good morning, sir. What's up?
Hello. I am here, and my Magic Man is Nikola Jokic. Went from doubtful to questionable to playing to dominating. Just another 39, 10, and 10 triple-double for Jokic in a 10-point win over the Bucks. I'm surprised that game was as close as it was with no Giannis or Dame. But Joker, man, he can just turn it on and turn it off. Like it doesn't even really feel like he's trying that hard. It's amazing.
Both you and me, Doc. I know you said you were surprised Milwaukee kept it so close, but you and me got a cover. Denver minus 5.5.
It hit, but it was dicey. It was dicey.
It was.
It was a nail biter.
It was, man. It was, but we got that
so
one.
Much so that I turned it off of my television with like 2 minutes to go, and I was like, I'm just gonna look at the score later. I can't do this. I was too stressed.
I do that a lot of times as well. It's not fear. It's like a superstition thing. Like when I'm in championship games, it's not like I feel like the more I watch it, they say a watched pot never boils. So I feel like the more I watch it, I just gotta like remove it, and then I check my score, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like when you get that result, you win, you lose, championship on the line. But sometimes I play that game too.
And it's too stressful to watch your guy shoot a three, and it's in the air, and you're like, I need this to go in, like for fantasy purposes, for any purpose, and it doesn't go in, and you're like, oh God.
I know.
Like I needed one more rebound from Kristaps Porzingis last night with like 40 seconds left in the third quarter in a 40-point game. Turn it off, man. I just pray that something bangs off the rim and he gets it. I know it's better if you're not watching.
Dude, look, I agree. Quick story about what the championship I won in the Cam Dynasty NFL. I was playing against Brendan Haywood, right? Former NBA champion, who the year later, I believe, won the title. And he's been a very, very good manager. He's an awesome manager, although and he's beaten me in a couple of trades, but I did get Jared Goff off of him for a first-round pick. That was before he went to Detroit. Bing! It's a 2-quarterback league, so that worked out for me. But, dude, Brendan Haywood had me dead, okay? It was Baker Mayfield's last game with the Cleveland Browns. It was Monday Night Football. It was against the Steelers, all right? First half, Baker Mayfield's getting sacked, and it all came down to me to Baker Mayfield. I needed, I don't know, Doc, 17, 18 points, right? Like just a good game. You know what I'm saying? Like just a good quarterback game. I didn't need him to go off. Just 250 and 2 touchdowns, right? First half, dude, he had like 80 yards, no touchdowns, maybe a pick, sacked like 3 times. I'm like, JJ Watt, you're killing me, right? Just sacking the crap out of him. And I turned it off, all right? I texted Brendan Haywood, congrats, dude, it's over. Congrats on winning the Cam Dynasty championship. And I did, dude, and I felt so bad about it. But guess what? Baker Mayfield had like a 200-yard, 2-touchdown second half, like all in like catch-up garbage time mode, and I won the game and won the championship. So the turning the TV off and the crying strategy, as Andre calls it, they both came together to get me that. I'm telling you, that stuff works, man. It's annoying. It's lame. It's petty, but it works.
And if you're in the bar playing Keno for $10, don't watch the numbers, man. Just wait till it's over, scan your ticket, and roll on with your $800.
You the man. All right, random thought bubble over here, but literally, like, you can apply this to your fantasy championship game right now. You're in a home league, you're in an office league, you're an industry person, you're playing against somebody. It's like turning for the worse against your team. Text that person, congratulations. Doc will tell you, I will tell you, it freaking works. You're like, there's no way it works. Trust us. We're the GOATs. We've been doing this forever. Okay, longer than you've been breathing on earth, we've been playing fantasy basketball. Okay, all right, my magic man, Doc. Speaking of longevity, and as long as we've been on earth, LeBron fucking James, dude, come on. I got other options here. I do want to give an honorable mention, Doc, and I don't usually do this, but you'll love the honorable mention. You will. LeBron fucking James, man, come on, dude. Taps in the game winner beautifully. I mean, and he's second all time in buzzer beating game winners behind Jordan. Okay. It's Kobe, it's Bron, it's Joe Johnson, our boy, Joe Cool, man. Remember all those game winners with the Hawks, bro?
I've got a Joe Cool. I forget what those things are called.
Is it a jersey?
No, it's the little figurine. The
bobblehead?
No, I can't think of what they're called.
Anyway,
make some.
It's tough without the visual here. All right, so Doc, I believe Joe Johnson's a Hall of Famer, but Joe Johnson, Kobe, and LeBron have 8 buzzer-beating game winners. Jordan, of course, has the most with 9. But dude, he hit another one. He's had a lot of like jumpers to win games and stuff like that, but the tap in off the Luka miss, it made me think of like the narrative that I forget who said Luka's a ball hog. I thought that was funny. Was that my guy Chris Broussard who called Luka a ball hog? So much stuff on Twitter, but I laughed at that because I like shade against Luka, man. But LeBron tapped that baby in. And the stat line wasn't great. I'm so glad. Remember, Doc, yesterday I was going to go on the LeBron 23.5 point prop over. And I said, no, I'm not doing it. Literally at the window with the stacks of cash, I got cold feet and I said, no. I don't know why. You just got to kind of follow those guts from time to time, and it worked. He didn't even come close.
He didn't even have a field goal until the fourth quarter.
Exactly. But just a shout out to Bron, dude. The guy's 100 years old. He's still hitting game winners. He's still playing at an all-NBA level. It's absolutely sensational. He is there for us now in our moment of need, Doc. We're in semifinal games. We're in final week games, and LeBron is here for us, okay? So I love it.
What was his line?
It was like 13, 7, and 10 or something like that. It was like a flirt with a triple-double kind of thing. Let me get it.
I thought you had it. I thought you had it pulled up.
And
nice. We had the Lakers -1.5. I did anyway.
You did.
And they won. They won.
You did. 1. I did not. Bron was 13, 7, a steal, and shot 4 of 12. And they won by 1, baby. Okay, so Doc, here's the honorable mention. Oh, just quickly here. Did you see some of the LeBron stuff with Pat McAfee going around on Twitter?
Yes.
Dude, literally TV gold. And this whole thing about Stephen A. Smith going, if LeBron would have put his hands on me, I would have punched him immediately, or whatever Stephen A. said. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like that. Dude, I go to @Rick Kamla Sports if you want to see me eviscerate Stephen A. Smith on Twitter. But it's one of the stupidest things a human being has ever said. To intimate that LeBron James would like put his hands on you, first of all, because LeBron wouldn't do that. He's way too professional, way too perfect for that. You think Bron is going to F up his perfect reputation and image by putting his hands on Stephen A. Smith? I mean, my God, the arrogance of this guy. And then, Doc, so that's strike 1. Strike 2 is, if he did put his hands on me, I'm swinging on him immediately. Why? So LeBron James could put you under earth? I mean, what, dude? It's like this. It's the biggest. Dude, I tell you what, it is the biggest fake tough guy thing since Jimmy Butler did that tough talk with Pat Riley and then got outscored by Keith fucking Santos. I'm fired up in the morning time, dude. Let's go. Keith Santos.
God. Now, LeBron was not going to hit Stephen A. at courtside of a Lakers game. If they're in a back alley somewhere, I think all bets are off. But
what? Stephen A. ain't punching LeBron. LeBron could step on his shoes and breathe in his face. He ain't punching him. Come on, man.
No, but I could see LeBron putting some hands on Stephen A. if there wasn't a million people watching.
Anyway, I just it's go to @Kamla Sports, and I've got the quote retweets of the stupid ass comments that Stephen A. Smith was making. Typically, Doc, I have been a fan of his. He used to call my NBA radio show with Antonio Daniels all the time, just randomly, right? Hey, you're my guys. And so, I guess kind of, but dude, I can't do that, okay? And I can't sit here and, I'm friendly with him. I don't know where I stand with him. I don't care. I have to call bullshit when I see it, okay? That's my job, all right? And so it doesn't matter if I like him or, next time I say, I don't care about any of that. He's got to be called out on this bull crap, okay? And I did. And I'm just a little teeny guy out here, okay? I pale in comparison to the empire that he has built. I got a nice little thing going here, but give me a break, dude. I had to call that out, Doc. And I really don't care about the ramifications. Sometimes we got to do what we got to do. Here's the honorable mention, dude. James Harden. And by the way, I didn't cross any lines. Go to @Kamla Sports. You can read it. And I didn't cross any lines, but I did eviscerate him. I thought in a very classy, professional way. Doc, the honorable mention goes to James Harden. Okay, because you needed James Harden last night. I have James Harden in the Cam Dynasty. I need him to close the deal on hopefully a repeat. And last night, Doc, he was sensational. 29, 6, and 6, 2 blocks, 6 threes. Came in questionable. And so, dude, he's our hero right now.
Yeah, he came through in a big way. And while Norman Powell didn't exactly pop, he at least hit some threes and scored a little bit. But yeah, Harden, that might be Harden's best game of the season last night. It was the first one in a long time where he didn't, turn the ball over 100 times and shoot 18% from the floor. He had a good game. He played well all the way through that one.
All right, Doc, let's get into some must-add players from Wednesday, dude. Take us into your list a little bit. Yeah.
This is just a sort of a victory lap. I was sort of hyping up Orlando Robinson yesterday. I was like, "There's no
call, dude. You were right.
No Jakob Poeltl and the other dude, the guy." I'm never
Castleton, your boy, Bruce boy Castleton.
Castleton's 10-day contract is done, so there's nobody left to play big man minutes for this team except Jonathan Mobo.
Bro, and, Castleton's at home doing the mic and drill right now. He's not even on a team, bro.
Yeah, it's sad. But Orlando Robinson hit 10 of 14 shots, had 23 points, 12 boards, 3 assists. Jakob Poeltl was out for rest. So you can't really rely on a Robinson to do this every night, but they only have 3 bigs on the roster. It's Mobo, it's Robinson, and it's Poeltl. So, and they're tanking so hard. They know what Poeltl can do. My opinion, they just need to let Robinson play. So I think Robinson is a decent look right now. And then what is happening with our guy, Nick Claxton, dude? I wrote him off. He did the same thing that Robinson did, except he had 5 blocks. He had 22 points, 11 boards, 5 blocks, 10 of 14 shooting. I don't trust it, but it's pretty darn interesting, I think.
I like it, dude. Do you want me to jump in or?
Yeah, dude, throw a couple years out there. I have a bunch more, but throw some years out there.
So I'll go to a follow-up on a lot of the stuff we talked about yesterday, Doc, and I'll just talk about these guys and send it over to you to talk about these guys because I'm sure you got some goodies on Gary Trent Jr. and Kevin Porter Jr., who both started yesterday with Dame out, with Giannis out, and I am anticipating Giannis to miss some games here because it's a foot sprain. And they got to get him right. I mean, it's no longer about like getting the 4 seed. It's about getting Giannis healthy. He's their last hope to do anything. And they're not even going to do anything with him. But Gary Trent Jr. last night wasn't great, but it was solid. 16 points, 4 rebounds, nothing else until you get to the 4 threes. So no defensive goodies, but 4 3s, 16 points. I mean, we'll take it, man. And then Kevin Porter Jr., like we talked about yesterday in our preview show, Doc Rivers has not liked him and has really, to me, the minutes that he's been deployed have been half of what he should have been getting, right? He should have been playing half the game. He was playing 12, 13 minutes. But Doc Rivers had no choice now. So KPJ goes all the way up, Doc, for a 12, 7, and 8 flirt with a triple-double PRA gem in his first start. And I believe there's a lot of upside from there from KPJ. So we got what we wanted from the juniors on the Milwaukee team.
Unless you're in a field goal percentage battle, you did not get what you wanted because they both only hit 5 of 15 shots. Buzzkill. But the only thing I really care about is they both played 30 minutes. Trent played 34. KPJ played 30. We told you yesterday, he doesn't want to play Kevin Porter Jr., but he sort of has to now because he's out of options. Doc Rivers is. So both of those guys came through. I think if you played the Gary Trent overs on his threes and his points, I think he hit in both. I think he was like 12 and a half and 2.5 when the game finally, when his line finally came out, which took all day to happen. But yeah, I was pleased with how those guys did.
I'm not even going to go there. I already had a rant. I don't want to go on another one. But so we don't get credit for the Gary Trent point prop over, right? Because we didn't have the number at the time of our show, but we were on it and we told everybody to do it. It's so annoying how they withhold these lines. And I'll just check up there. Let's talk about a couple of the Denver guys, Doc, because we're in our must-add segment of the Fantasy NBA Today. Hi, it's a fiery Rick Kamla, and we have Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. We are the GOATs of fantasy basketball. That's not boasting. It's not bragging. It's truth. Doc, Jokic comes back last night. Aaron Gordon played last night and then went out, okay? So Peyton Watson and Russell Westbrook. I believe that we are now possibly in a little debate between those guys. Christian Brown is stabilized, Doc. He had a massive game last night. You got Murray, you got Porter, you got Yoke, and then it'll either be Watson or Westbrook entering the starting 5 if Gordon has to go back out again. My God, the injury yo-yo with him this year. Last night, Peyton Watson, 12, 7, and 2, 3 blocks, no threes. Russ was terrible, 6, 2, and 6 with 1 steal. Okay, so where are we at with I'm souring. I love Russ overall, but I'm souring on him right now, Doc, and I'm not feeling like he's really going to help me. I just don't feel great about the Russ game. Like I'm getting a pop from Russ. Like we've gone through these periods with Russ, Doc, where it's been up, where it's been down, and I feel like we're in an ebb for him right now. And Peyton Watson's freaking balling, dude.
Well, Peyton Watson last night hit 6 of 8 shots, had 12.7 boards, 3 blocks. Like that's nice. Westbrook was 2 of 9 for 6 points and 6 assists. In the past, this year, when Gordon was out, it was Westbrook that got in the starting lineup and was going off. And I think we can return to that. I would prefer to roll the dice on Westbrook, on a Westbrook explosion versus Peyton Watson chugging along at a nice pace. I think Westbrook offers way more upside and home run potential.
So you're more on Westbrook.
Yes.
If Gordon is out, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm searching right now. Andre, can you help me out with this? Did Gordon pick up an injury last night? I remember seeing his minutes were down. And maybe
he only played 19 minutes.
Maybe I'm assuming an injury here because of the low minutes, and he actually did not get hurt. So I want to give you guys the best possible information here because I don't understand. Like, was he in foul trouble? Let me go here real quick. 3 fouls.
It's not foul trouble.
I mean, maybe it was a matchup thing. Maybe Malone just didn't like the way he was playing. Maybe Malone thought Peyton Watson was just a better option last night. But I just did a Aaron Gordon Google search, and I did not see anything about an injury. And he had a cut on his eyebrow, Andre said. So here we go back to the Jaren Jackson Jr. thing from a couple nights ago. He had a little face thing, and he was cleared to play last night. So, all right, moving on with our lives. If it's a cut, he's fine. I would rather have if Gordon's healthy, Doc, I'd rather have neither of these guys.
Yeah.
Because I think Peyton Watson, I think Peyton Watson's kind of in the way of Russell Westbrook right now, Doc. It's one thing for Christian Brown in the starting lineup to be in Russ's way. I feel like Russ now has a bench player in his way.
Yeah, I'm with you. If Gordon's healthy, I don't want either one of them. If Gordon goes down, I would go Westbrook. But we don't know why Gordon played 19 minutes. That's weird when everybody else played 34 plus. And maybe Peyton Watson just got hot and he was hitting shots and coached like that. But yeah, if Gordon's not hurt, I don't want to mess with Watson and Westbrook right now.
Gordon came in with a calf injury. He's been managing this calf injury, but I just think Peyton Watson had the hot hand last night. Michael Malone rode with it. We'll find out. I would not anticipate Gordon playing 19 minutes or whatever in the next game. As long as he's healthy, I think he'll go well up from that. Doc, let me give you a pair of Wizards. Justin Champagnie, of Washington, 18 and 10 last night with 4 threes. Vucevic, our boy, 17, 6 and 2, 2 blocks, 1 steal, and is that 5 threes? Wait, he didn't have 5 threes. I have 0.5 threes. What in the hell? That's a weird. Do you have a stat line up? Well, like, what was up with that? As I was writing these notes last night, like, dude. Anyway, he had 2 blocks and 1 steal. Did Vucevic nail a 3 last night?
He was 0 for 5. He was 0 for 5.
I wrote it so not 0.5, but 0 for 5. As you can tell, I write with chicken scratch. I wrote that down, Doc, because I just like the fact that he jacked up 5 bombs and missed them all.
I mean, he had a good game, man. He scored 17 points. What if he would have hit 2 of those threes? Then we're looking at 23. 6 boards, 2 steals, or 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Off the bench, 23 minutes. You can't ask for much more from Vooch than that. Justin Champagnie, man, he was hot early. He doubled with 18 and 10 and hit 4 triples. Bub Carrington, 9, 5, and 6, 2 triples. And your guy, Alex Sarr, came to play, dude. 24 and 7, steal 2 blocks, 31 minutes, 10 of 17 shooting. And the Wizards won. They beat the Sixers. That's how bad the Sixers are trying to lose.
Exactly. They did not want to win. Dude, does Yabu Sele have your attention, Doc? Last night, he went 21 and 8 with an assist, with a block, 3 threes, 27 minutes. Pull up his game log. I don't know if have you fallen asleep on Yabu? Because pull up his game log, dude. Yabu's been putting up some pretty tasty lines here recently. He's keeping our guy Adem Bona on the bench. And Bona had 3 blocks last night, but he feels like a waiver wire guy to me right now. But does Yabu have your attention, Doc?
He has 6 straight games in double figures, solid rebounds. He only has 1 block, looks like, in the month of March. And that came last night. So he's going to finish March with probably just 1 block. So you don't want him if you are dying in blocks.
Good
big
point.
that can hit some threes. You know, you get threes instead of blocks with him. He hits a bunch of threes, probably averaging two a night. But he scores in double figures, rebounds, and hits threes. Yeah, he's playing good.
Over the last week, he's 17 and 8 with 3 assists and 1.5 threes. No defense at all. Over the last 2 weeks, 14, 8, and 2 with 1.7 threes. So, you know, maybe at least a streamer. He's at least a streamer. And then, I don't really want to talk about that guy. Let's get into some drops, Doc. But first, I want to.
You don't want to talk about Justin Edwards?
No, I've got Justin Edwards in a different segment.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me see here if I had anybody else. The rest of my list was Yabu, Justin Edwards, Jared Butler, Mobo, and Zaire. Not must adds, but guys that think about maybe more risers. Drops. Ben Simmons. Bye-bye. See ya. Like, what is Ben Simmons doing? What has he been doing his entire career? He's one of the most baffling NBA players of all time, I would say. Last night, he played 16 minutes, hit 1 of 4 shots, had 2 points, 8 boards, 2 assists. Oh, Ben Simmons is looking better than ever. Oh, Ben Simmons is shooting threes. Oh, look out. Here comes Ben Simmons. No, none of it. I don't want any of it. My boy Cam Payne, same game. Cam Payne played 18 minutes last night in a start. He hit 6 of 9 shots and 3 3-pointers, scored 15 points with 2 boards and nothing else. I'll take it, man. I was like, if you picked him up for Tuesday, you might as well hold on to him for Wednesday and then cut him loose. Well, Wednesday's gone. He actually did something, even though for some reason he didn't get any minutes.
He hurt his ankle.
Cut bait and move on. Did he get hurt?
He did. He turned his ankle. So now they're down Brunson, they're down McBride, and they're down Cam Payne. They're down to Tyler Kolek, Doc, who, if you need dimes, look into Tyler Kolek. He had 7 dimes in very low minutes, filling in for Cam Payne last night. Cat was talking after the game about he plays like a veteran. I really liked him coming out of Marquette, Doc. I thought Milwaukee should have drafted Tyler Kolek when they drafted A.J. Johnson. I still can't believe they did that. And A.J. Johnson isn't even on the team anymore. He's with the Washington Wizards, and he actually is playing some pretty big minutes with the Wizards right now. But why would you let Tyler Kolek, who played college ball in Milwaukee, he was projected as a late first-round pick. You had a late first-round pick, and yet you take A.J. Johnson. Dude, I banged on John Horst about that. To me, that was a huge swing and a miss. Now with Damian Lillard out, wouldn't it? Who would you rather have, Tyler Kolek or Ryan Rollins? Come on, give me a break, dude.
My bad for not realizing Cam Payne got hurt last night. I'm not sure how I missed that, but
dude, we're a team. We're a team, bro. I don't have every goodie on every single play. Dude, you enlightened me to the Castleton 10-day contract thing yesterday when you styled all of us with the Orlando Robinson vibe. No apologies, bro.
I just assumed he played 18 minutes because he's Cameron Payne.
I didn't. No, he was cooking last night, dude. He was having that game you said he was going to have, that pop game, and then the basketball gods were like, "No, sir."
All right.
Lightning bolt.
Well,
down on your end.
Either way, it's time to move on. Yeah, and then Chris Middleton, I've been saying drop Chris Middleton since October, so that hasn't changed. Dalton Connect is getting like 5 minutes a game right now. I don't know why they don't like him. Poor Dalton Connect. He should be balling out in Charlotte right now. And DeAndre Jordan with Joker. Maybe I'll start calling him Joker now. With Joker back, there's not much of a reason to have DeAndre Jordan on your roster.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, you don't need to keep DeAndre Jordan as a handcuff to, like we do with running backs in the NFL, Doc, right? Like you pick up that backup running back, he kicks ass, the starter comes back, you have him, and you just keep them both, right? You insulate yourself. You get the monopoly on the backfield. You don't do that in fantasy basketball. You do not need to keep the waiver wire pivots off of these star players. You ride them until the star comes back, and then you send the cats back to waivers. Bogey Bug Don, go ahead, Doc.
Did you know that the term handcuff has been outlawed by the Fantasy Sports Association because of the negative connotations that come with it? Okay. How the hell else do you say that one? That's just dumb. Nobody cares.
Well, so me and or Paul Charchian created that phrase. I'm not making this up. Okay. I can't remember who. I'd love to. I tell you what, the next time you start talking, I'm going to text Paul Charchian. And add, you know who Paul Charchian is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like he was my first boss in sports media, hired me to be a fantasy football writer in 1994 for Fantasy Football Weekly. It was a pamphlet, okay, a regional pamphlet. Then we spiked up to fanball.com. He went on to League Safe. He went on to Guillotine Leagues. Like he's probably a multimillionaire and my homie. I love him to death. He's fucking brilliant. Entrepreneur, software guy. He's just a brilliant dude. Either he or me came up with handcuff because back in the day, it was like, you know, you had to get the backup to Priest Holmes, right? You had to get the backup to Emmitt Smith, right? You had to get the backup to Barry Foster, right? And all these big time backs of the 90s and stuff like that. And you have to do that now. And we called it the handcuff. You got to handcuff your big time guy to the backup. Because the big time guy's injury prone, right? So you got to insulate it with the handcuff. We created that. And I can't remember if it was me or Charge, but I'm going to text him and get to the bottom of this. And I don't give a damn about their rules. We created that term and we did not do it out of any racial insensitivity. It was literally a term for fantasy football.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that term has been outlawed in some places. We'll just say that. And, but to me, it's the perfect term. Like you handcuff these guys together because you want both of them. And it has nothing to do with jail or anything else. Rick, listen to this list of stuff you and I have done. You claim to have invented fantasy basketball and come up with the term handcuff. I am pretty sure that me and or Brewski started 30 deep. I'm pretty sure that I came up with the term silly season in basketball. I don't have proof, but I think I might have. We got some stuff on our resume.
Hey, just one more thing since we're bringing it up. The first live fantasy show on television was your boy, Rick Kamla, NBA TV. And I give more of the credit to Steve Herbst, Adam Silver, Greg Winnick, Brian Myers, Paul Hersheimer, Saul Steinberg, the Bosch structure that brought me in. They hired me, okay? It was their idea. I didn't call NBA TV and be like, yo, I think I'd be an awesome host of a fantasy basketball show. They called me and brought me out for a screen test. I mean, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened in my life by far. And I went out and I was nervous as hell. I did okay. I passed. They hired me. Boom, launched a whole career, right? But that was them. I give them all the credit, man. I was just lucky and along for the ride and worked my ass off, right? And turned that into anchoring and a whole bunch of other stuff, man. But that's what's up. That's what's up. First live fantasy show on TV ever. It was not Matt Berry. It was not anybody else. It was your boy, okay? And yet I'm not in the Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame. Tell me that makes any sense.
That is not only how you and I hooked up, but it's also when I decided I wanted a career in fantasy sports and specifically fantasy basketball. I'm like, this dude's on TV talking about fantasy basketball when most of the people I work with don't even know what that is. Like, people don't know what that is. Like, I want to do that. And here we are 30 years later.
A buddy of mine in college, I was telling him in college, I'm like, I'm going to turn fantasy sports into a career. Jason Cleve, you've probably played some leagues against him. He's been a league freak and stuff like that. I'm still buddies with him to this day. He was at another frat. We were hanging out drinking at Foul Play, the watering hole at the University of Minnesota for all the Greeks. And he was like, dude, you're crazy. He's like, have you been smoking tonight? Like, I'm like, no, dude, I'm literally going to turn this into a career. He's like, he scoffed. Okay. And so later on, he was like, I'm so sorry. You were right. I'm not worthy. And so he gave me my flowers. But back in the day, dude, he was trying to be a dream killer. And I didn't let him kill my dream, bro. I pressed on and we built this thing. All right, let's continue building out these championships for these people. All right, let me give you some drops, Doc. Bogey Bogdanovich, 6 points in the last 2 games. Flush. Whoosh. Okay. campaign, send him back to waivers, guys. Don't even worry about the ankle. And if you want to pivot off of him into a Tyler Kolek, I'm not mad at you. Doc, does New York have 2 games left or 1 game left? Because that's big on whether we pick this dude up. Let me see if I can pull up.
On the week?
Yeah, for this week. I will get there for you in just 1 second. The Nickies have a Friday, Sunday. They're at Milwaukee on Friday, home for Portland on Sunday. So, yes, Tyler Kolek is a pretty good pivot here. Now, if you've got like 2 moves left, what I would do, I would stream somebody here on Thursday and then pick up Kolek ahead of Friday with maybe your last move, because then you would have 2 Kolek games over the last 3 games. But then, Doc, I guess Miles McBride could parachute back into this thing, and then Tyler Kolek's not a good pickup. So this is kind of a dicey Nick point guard situation.
Dude, Cleveland has 3 games left this week. Just saying.
Tasty. Now, we know that the star players aren't going to play in all those. Mobley is out on Thursday. Don is playing, but they're going to do this, like you said, the rest game they're playing here.
The Spurs and Cleveland both have a Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Sunday, something like that. Spurs and Cavs.
Okay.
Julian Champagny.
Doc, just 3 sons here: Tyus Jones, Nick Richards, and Royce O'Neal. They flirt with us. They tease us from time to time, but ultimately you can't rely on these cats. They are waiver wire guys. All right, Doc, let's move on to I want to tell the people about the Sports Ethos app here real quick. Guys, we are making big investments into what we call the next generation of Sports Ethos. The past 12 months have been a game changer for us on all fronts, and we really appreciate your help with that. We're working hard behind the scenes to give you the best fantasy product you've ever experienced, and I know you all are loving this as is, but it's only going to get better. Download our app now. Download the Sports Ethos app now. Stay on top of all the latest news for the NBA, NFL, and MLB. Plus, take advantage of our fantasy basketball tools. Our app is your ultimate edge, so download it now. And again, it's completely free. Doc, take me into some risers, my bro.
You know, I'm going to say that Michael Porter Jr. is quietly playing really good basketball, and he has been for a while. He scored in double figures in every game since February 20th. He had 23 and 10 last night with 4 assists, 3 steals, and 6 3-pointers. Dude hits threes. Dude gets steals. He's not blocking shots. That's really the only thing he's not doing. He also doesn't turn the ball over, and he usually shoots it pretty well from the floor. I think he's underrated. I think he's underappreciated, and I think he's a really solid player. Gary Trent Jr. and Kevin Porter Jr., like Rick talked about, with the must adds, they're also risers. I mean, no Dame, Giannis is hurt. These guys are going to get tons of run. Just pick them up and ask questions later. Brook Lopez, sticking with that team, went off last night. My buddy Keelan had him in our DFS matchup. I did not, and he won because he had Brook Lopez. I don't have his line pulled up, but Brook Lopez went nuts last night, and he's going to go nuts with those guys out. So roll with him. And then your guy, Alex Sarr, he is rising. Played very well last night, and he's been playing well for a while, and he should go off until the end of the year because we've seen all the Rashawn Holmes we need to see. You're muted, bro.
Sorry, man. With all due respect, I totally agree. Rashawn Holmes actually played pretty well, but I'm psyched for these young guys right now there. Alex Sarr over the last 2 weeks, 20 points, 6 boards, 2.5 assists, 1.8 blocks, 0.8 steals, 2.9 threes. Guys, he is going to be he may start to become overhyped as we head into next year. He may actually be overdrafted, or he might be underdrafted, but he's going to be a fascinating ADP watch as we enter the 25-26 season, because we are going to be banging the drum for Alex Sarr from now until next draft season. I can promise you that. He was awesome last night. 24, 7, and 2, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 4 threes. I mean, he's helping people win championships right now. Dude, Brook Lopez. Ooh, Brook Lopez. 26, 7, and 3, 3 blocks, 1 steal, 2 threes. Splash Mountain, bro. Splash Mountain from 30 feet. In your eye, man. Dude, he's going off. Brolo. And, dude, you and I are Brolo guys, man. You and I are how we were higher on Brolo than I think the rest of the fantasy world coming into this year. Am I right, dude? Or I don't know. I have Brolo on almost every one of my teams.
I remember you and I were both like, wait, you can use your early draft picks to get studs, and then you can draft Brolo and Allen Henderson or Al Horford and Walker Kessler late, and you'll be fine. And it's been that way. They've all been good. Alex Starr, you can add him to that list. There was a lot of late centers that were good.
Yeah, Miles Turner was not. I mean, he might have been a 5th or 6th round guy. I don't know. Maybe it was 4th round. Maybe I'm wrong on Miles Turner. But if memory serves, Miles Turner slipped a little bit, or maybe I'm just a Miles Turner fan and I did draft him in the 3rd or 4th round. I can't remember.
No, I think he slips. He always slips. People don't like him.
There you go.
He's still due to be traded by Indy any day now. They've been saying that for 3 straight years.
Now, homie going to get paid, man. He's going to get a 3-year, $120 million extension with Indiana. Is that right? No, that's $40 million a year. No, I'm wrong. He's going to get like a 3 and 100. They'll get him into like the low 30s per year, or maybe like a 3 and 90. But Claxton got like 30. Jared Allen's on like a 25 or a 30. Like he's got to be at $30 million at least. Like if I'm Miles Turner, like you don't need max money if you're Miles Turner, but you got to get to 30 million at least. That's market value to me for Miles Turner. So I think Indiana's going to keep him, Doc. But okay, so Justin Edwards, Doc, dude, every game he puts up a big line, like every game. Dude, he's been rolling 19, 10, and 1 last night, 5 steals and a 3. And he has been, Doc, let me go to his last week or 2 weeks here.
I kind of thought he might fall off with what's his face? Quentin Grimes back last night, but he didn't, man. He looked good.
Yeah, there's room in that offense for both of those guys. Over the last week, Justin Edwards is at 21.3 PPG, 3 threes, 1.8 steals. Last 2 weeks, 19, 4, and 2 PRA, 1.7 steals, 2.7 threes. The guy's absolutely killing it. He has entered league winner status. Doc, I just want to, I should have said this before when you brought up Claxton, but I don't know why I didn't. But he's this year's DeAndre Ayton.
Coming on
right?
late.
Yeah, late. No, I mean, saved his best for late. Nobody's watching. The games don't matter. And now he's cooking, right? With the 22, 11, and 5. A little bit slow on the uptake there, Doc. But your boy Norman Powell last night finally spiked. How did that feel, Doc? After 7, 11, 14, 13, or whatever the hell it was, pop. He went to 19. He actually did hit his point prop over yesterday and also hit 4 threes, had a block and 2 steals. Dude, your boy is back.
Oh, yeah. My boy is back. I mean, what more is there to say? Way to go. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Just in the nick of time for 30 deep. How are you doing in that matchup with Pasador this week, dude? After Harden and Powell gave you goodies last night.
Not well. Not good.
Well, sorry to bring up the sad subject.
It's all right.
It's the best 2 out of 3, right? It's the best 2 out of 3?
I don't even know if it's 2 out of 3 or if it's combined, or I don't really remember. It is 2 out of 3, isn't it? It's not like,
I don't know. You created the damn league and you've won 2 championships. Andre says 2 out of 3, I believe.
Yeah.
How the hell would I know? I haven't won a chip in this league yet.
I only won last year somehow. I don't even remember it. But yeah. So I need to get him next week because I'm toast this week. But he had all 4 gamers. I had 3 gamers. Like I had no chance this week. I'm going to get him next week, though.
So, you know who else is a riser? OG Anunoby. Over the last 4 games, 28, 35, 23, 25. What the bleep has gotten into OG? And so I just wanted to shout out OG Anunoby, really. Let's get into these Celtics, Doc. Okay, Jason Tatum did not play last night. We have risers all over the place on Boston because you and I both see an extended absence here from Tatum. Even he worked out before the game last night.
He did work out before the game. He didn't look bad.
Agreed. But okay, so when I say extended absence, like maybe through the end of the week, like I don't think he's going to not play again in the regular season. So, but I don't necessarily think he's going to come back over the weekend. He might, but dude, Horford last night, 16, 10, and 5, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 2 threes. Ah, that guy's a Hall of Famer, man. I don't care. Porzingis hitting his point prop over, 38 with 2 blocks. Holiday hitting his point prop over, 16, 2 and 3 with a steal and 2 threes. Derek White missed his point prop over by a half a point, Doc. He had 16 points, missed it by a half point. Otherwise, I would have gone 4 for 4. Had I gone a parlay on the 4-point prop overs that we talked about yesterday, I would have missed the parlay by a half point. It would have been the most doctor-right thing ever. And then you had Jaylen Brown hitting his point prop over 22 and a half. He had 24. So your boy was 3 out of 4. 3-1 on the Celtic point prop overs last night, dude.
Yeah, it was impressive. And I felt good about my Jaylen. I had a Jaylen Brown point comboed with Kristaps Porzingis rebounds. And I don't know why I didn't do Kristaps points instead of rebounds because I'm stupid. But Jaylen Brown came out. His first 2 shots were 3-pointers, and he hit both of them. And I was like, let's go, baby. And thank God he hit both of those. He needed everything he got.
Doc, give me some fallers here after the action on Wednesday night.
I've got Westbrook written down because if everybody's healthy, Westbrook's going to struggle to be consistent in that lineup. And then I've got Keyshawn George. He's hurt. These other guys on Washington are rolling. I'd rather roll with Justin Champagnie right now. It just is what it is. If Keyshawn wasn't hurt, I probably wouldn't have him as a faller. And then you said to me last night, Rick, in a text message, I believe, you're like, Devin Booker has quit. Devin Booker has given up. And it stuck with me. And I looked at his line and I was like, Devin Booker hit 4 of 13 shots, had 14 points and 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. Not bad. I mean, it's like LeBron James's line. But it had a different feel to it. They got blown out of the gym by 40. There were no game-winning tip-ins for Devin Booker. And I kind of felt like once you said that, I started watching, and it feels a little bit like he's going through the motions. Like, I feel like this whole team has kind of quit on Coach Bud. It just feels like it's over.
Except for one guy. That guy is Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant doesn't care. He's not conditional. He just brings it. He's Kevin Durant. He always says it. He's a hooper. Like he plays and runs all summer long, right? Like Kevin Durant loves to play basketball. I wish Ja Morant loved the game half as much as Kevin Durant loves the game. Because if Ja Morant loved the game half as much as KD, Ja Morant would play 70 games a year. But Ja Morant hates the game like Ben Simmons, and he's in it for one reason. Well, several. The cars, the money, the homes, the chicks, the fame, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Like he's in it for all that. Flashing a gun and all that bull crap. Give me a break. All right, I got some followers for you here, Doc. I'm on one today. I'm actually in a great mood, but I am on one. Pascal Siakam. Dude, his game has gone, boo. He's Tobias Harris right now, Doc. Last night, he went solid, right? But, I mean, we're used to a lot more from Siakam. Last night, 15, 6, and 2, 2 blocks, 1 steal, no threes. But look at the game log, okay? Like, that game last night is okay. Again, it's not what I'm looking for from Siakam. I need more. Kyle Kuzma, all right? And I told you guys yesterday that the Bucks would be sulking. Brolo wasn't, but I think Kuzma might have been with Dame out and all that. 3 of 10. He had 10 points. Kuzma, what the hell? They needed it. Dude, if they would have gotten a 22-point game from Kuzma last night, they would have beaten the Denver Nuggets, okay? But Kuzma didn't comply with the plan.
And he did nothing in the first half, like nothing. He was 0 for whatever, and like – I sent you a text. I was like, Kuzma, LOL. Like, come on, dude. Like literally every guy who plays his position is out. All of them. One's suspended. One's hurt. Dame's out, and this dude can't even show. Come on.
It was bad. It was bad. He forgot that he wasn't still on the Wizards. No, you're on the Bucks, dude. You're actually on a playoff team. Time to go. Okay. He's like, dude, it's March 26th. I don't have to bring it tonight. Yes, you do, dude. You're not wearing the red, white, and blue uniform anymore. Devin Booker, guys, just to my God, in the last 3 games, he's gone 17 points, 19 points, and 14 points. Do you know that he is single-handedly sullying my Ricky props numbers? Because, dude, I've been pretty large and in charge, right? But I keep swinging and missing on freaking Devin Booker. Playing the principle of Duke card, and tonight's going to be the night that he pops, blah, blah, blah. I've done that 2 straight times now. And, Doc, guess what? I'm not going to play the point prop over on Booker going into his next game, and guess what's going to happen? He's going to have 44 fucking points. He's going to pop. You already know it. That's the way this thing goes, man. Murphy's Law. But Devin Booker has checked out on Coach Bud. That is abundantly clear right now. He's going through the motions. Doc, you got to keep running him out there. Trade deadline is passed. You're not going to not play Devin Booker. It's not like you're going to play, I got a tickle on Jared Butler tonight. I'm going to play him over Devin Booker. No, keep playing Booker, and just you got to hope for the best right now.
So Phoenix has something to play for, right? Like, they are trying to beat Dallas and get in the play-in. At least that's the theory. That's what Coach Bud wants. I don't know if the players really care or not.
I don't think they do.
I don't know that they care, but if they were completely out of the playoff race, I could see them benching Devin Booker and letting him chill. But because he's a veteran and he doesn't need to play. But they are in the fans' minds and Coach Bud's minds. They are playing for something. I'm not sure about the players.
All right, guys. So we are done recapping Wednesday night's work. We are going to sign off here, and then we're going to be coming back live in just a few minutes here with our preview of Thursday night. You don't want to miss that, okay? There's a bunch of games, and we'll get you set. We've got the ATS. We've got the props. We got it all for you, okay? A couple of messages here before we get out. We want you to subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast. Please leave us a 5-star review. We really need that to help build this thing and blow it up, okay? Hook us up. Tip your bartender with that. Subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel, and if you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. Please retweet our work out there on Twitter, at Dr. A, at Rick Kamla Sports, and, of course, we are at Ethos Fantasy NBA. Go ahead and retweet our stuff. It helps us out a lot. And go to sportsethos.com, subscribe to our work, and download the Sports Ethos app. We really appreciate y'all. Big shout out to our mastermind, Algorithm Andre. Big shout out to my boy, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. Big shout out to the fantasy football term handcuff from back in the day. And big shout out to all of you for watching the show. I'm Rick Kamla. This episode's been brought to you by Bet Online.